All right, so welcome into the shop. Real quick, if you would prefer not to hear this voiceover, there is a link in the description, an unlisted video that has no voiceover. So go check that out if you don't want to hear me talk. For those of you who want to learn more about this build, stick with me. We're going to get started right now. Now I'm starting with a chunk of red oak that this is actually wood I've had for a long time. It's super straight grain, it's air dried. I actually saved it for chair making. It's chair wood. So basically what I'm doing is I'm cutting out this bad section of the board that has these cracks, and then I'm going to keep that smaller section and get my what I'm going to call the spear out of that. You could also call it a dart, but I'm going to just call it a spear because that's what it feels like. I'll take a straight edge and actually mark along the grain. There is a slight bit of an angle to that grain, so I want to cut my cut to follow that grain and then come back and cut out. This is about an inch wide piece coming off of there. And that is the piece that is going to make up this spear. So it's super straight grain, very strong. Any run out or any curvy grain is going to create a weak spear. So the next step is to go to my joiner and just flatten it out and get it surfaced so that I can rip it out on my table saw. So I'm cutting it probably, I think we're at 3/4 square. That's where I'm going to start at. Now, actually, that ended up feeling a little bit too big, so I actually did cut it down a little bit smaller. I think we finished off at about 5/8. So once I have a square blank, I'm taking a wood hand plane that I've had for a long time and making pretty rough cuts to basically take the corners off the square. I'm turning this into an octagon. And that's how I always shape anything I want to shape round. I start with a square, make it into octagon, and then go round. It's the best way to do it. It actually works really well. This is my dog Mayor hanging out. He's a good shop dog. He's getting a little old though. He's kind of slow moving. So you can see the end of that. The shaving is kind of covering it, but that is an octagon shape that we're looking for. So once I work that down the length of the spear, I move to a curved sole spoke shave that I can use to shape it round. And this is actually a pretty lengthy process. It doesn't seem that way in the video, but it took me about 30-45 minutes to sit here and work this nice and round and keep it straight. And it's basically just the process of working an area, then moving it in the vise and working another area. So once I have it round and I'm happy with how that looks, I'm going to shape and sharpen the tip of the spear. I'm just going to do the tip right out of wood. You could do it out of metal. It'd actually probably be a lot better. But the idea here is that once you dull the tip, you just take the draw knife and resharpen it. That was my thinking. If I made another one of these, I probably would find a piece of metal and shape a metal tip to go on it. But for this video, this actually works pretty well. So once I have the tip nice and sharp, I'm going to go to the other end of the spear and carve a relief down inside. So this is where the actual spear throwing rod, which I don't even know what you would call it, but it actually connects. It has a point in it that'll connect into the end of this, and that's kind of what gives you the attachment that helps you throw the spear. And it'll make more sense here in a bit whenever you see the actual spear thrower. I'm just using a small gouge. This gouge is probably a little bit on the dull side, and you go to the sharpening stones with it, but it got the job done. So with the dart finished, it's been shaped, I'm going to work on this spear thrower. I'm making it out of walnut. I thought it was I had a cool piece of walnut laying around. I thought it was kind of a cool contrast, this walnut with the red oak. I've hand traced my profile, and as you can tell, it looks like I've been drinking because the curve is pretty gnarly, and even this cut on the bandsaw is not something I'm super proud of. But you're going to come back, I mean, keeping it rough is okay. I'm going to come back and shape it down with spoke shaves and all that jazz. But yeah, it looks like I've been drinking here. It's not my proudest bandsaw cut. So it'll start to make sense now. Here you see that point. That's what's we're gonna shape that to fit into the back side of that spear here in a bit. So the first thing is I'm going to use my draw knife to kind of rough out the shape. This piece of walnut was actually a really nice piece. It worked really well and it was super easy to cut. So it was really a lot of fun to shape. You can see here I kind of started to get some tear out, so you can actually flip the draw knife and go back the opposite way away from your body. It's not really designed to be used that way, but with enough practice you can get a good control cut and still effectively use it with the bevel down going away from you. Okay, so once I'm done with the draw knife, I move on to a wooden spoke shave, which I usually always keep this spoke shave set for a pretty heavy cut. It's really good at doing the follow-up stage of shaping after the draw knife. It cleans off all those heavy tool marks left by the draw knife, but still is taking off a lot of material, so I'm still shaping the piece and getting the desired shape and feel I want. And so with the handle pretty much roughly shaped, I use a chisel to start chiseling out this point where it's going to meet into the back of that spear. Like I said, this walnut worked really beautifully. It was super easy to carve, and I'm just kind of working that little curve into a tip so it fits nicely into the back of that dart. Even here without the mallet, I've been able to cut this with ease, and it's just really easy to work. So you don't see it in the video, but the end of that handle was actually a little too thick. I came back and shaved it down. That way you could hold the spear thrower and the spear all at one time. It was too big for me to hold both very well. The next step is to come back and clean off inside that little scoop. I just got a gouge. Just want to make that look kind of nice and not all raggedy from my bandsaw blade. Obviously that's too tight of a cut to turn on the blade, so I just kind of cut the waste out with the blade. So I'm just going to use this gouge and kind of make it look nice and pretty and clean off the saw marks. And then finally I just got a spoke shave and cleaned up everything, made a nice clean finish with it, got off any remaining tool marks, and then my kids showed up and they were very interested in what I was making, so I had to explain it to them.
It's pretty sharp. What do you think?
Yeah. Wait, what's that for?
So this thing hooks onto the back, and you hold it, and you throw it.
Okay, so that was it. It took a lot of practice to get down throwing this thing. It wasn't easy. I did eventually get it figured out. There are some improvements I feel like I could make. We could add turkey feathers to the spear and metal points. I think it would fly a lot straighter that way. I had a tendency to want to move off to the side, obviously. A lot of fun. I would highly recommend you guys make one of these if you want to. My arm was worn out. I threw it so many times. I was having a blast with it. So, as always, appreciate you guys tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a few comments. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.